Good evening. Can I ask you for a favor? Can I ask you to please drop a comment in the comment section down below? And in the comment, please let me know which insights, which ideas, which I've shared with you in the past, have helped you in your life. I want to hear about it, and I want the amazing viewers and subscribers here to get a glimpse of it. I'm ever so grateful, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to start off by telling you that once again, I've put together a puzzle, a second puzzle in my life I've now put together. I'll show you a little glimpse of it. Just wait a second. It was challenging, this one. It was a lot more challenging than the other one. The hardest part was putting together the sky. I kept on dismantling it and reassembling it because I didn't get one piece right, so I had to dismantle it and reassemble it. It's been fascinating, rewarding at the same time. I'm curious to know, have you ever put together a puzzle? What was it like for you? I look forward to seeing it in the comment section down below. I can't wait to see your amazing feedback. I want to hear from you what it was like for you putting together a puzzle, if you've ever done that kind of thing. I want to follow on with an amazing thought which I've come to this week, which I picked up this week. I was looking at the Torah portion, the Bible portion, which many Jews from around the world will be reading and listening to this Saturday in synagogue or wherever. And I was blown away, fascinated. How was it? How could Jacob, who had just been through so many challenges, he ran away from his brother who wanted to kill him. He had his wife who he wanted to marry, but his deceitful uncle Lavan deceived him and gave him Leah. And don't forget that he worked 7 years for that. Nonetheless, he worked for another 7 years for the one he loved, for Rachel, for Rachel. He's done. He's heading home, heading back to his parents' house, to where his parents live. He thought he was going home, be able to finally rest in peace for a couple of years. On his way, his brother once again is coming out to kill him. Now, come on. You faced so many challenges. You faced it all. It'll be totally understandable, and it'll be totally forgivable if you said, that's it. If Jacob said, that's it, I'm throwing in a towel. That's it, I've had enough. How much could one person endure? That's it, enough is enough. He doesn't do that. He plans a strategy. And before he plans a strategy, he prays to God. But actually praying to God is part of the strategy. He prays to God, and he tells God, you know, God, you promised me I will live that opulent, that abundant lifestyle. I will get all that wealth and I will have happiness. Where is it? You haven't delivered on your promise yet, God. At the same time, he strategizes, he prepares the camp, and makes sure he's ready for war. Now, if you think about it, why did Jacob have to face this challenge now? Has he not been through enough? Had he not been through enough already? Enough already. Running away from his brother who wanted to kill him. For 14 years he's deceived. Finally gets to marry his wife, and once again his uncle Lavan cheats him again. Treats him poorly. Finally, and now He would have been totally forgiven if he wouldn't have planned so carefully and prayed to. He wouldn't have prayed to God. Thing is, though, and I've seen this from the amazing comedian Steve Harvey, who's also an amazing, he's an amazing motivational speaker. He also says, not he also says, he says that when you plan for something great, you need to be prepared that you're going to face challenges. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a journey. And if you're not prepared for that, no problem. You could live in mediocrity. But living in mediocrity doesn't get you very far. You don't get anywhere with that. And you really learn this from the story with Jacob. He faced one challenge after another, after another, after another. But he remains steadfast. And he keeps on going. And that's not going to break him. That doesn't break him. He prepares for war, but prays at the same time. In the end, all ended well, and he hugged his brother, and they reunited, and they rebuilt their relationship. But he had to plan for it. And he had to face so many challenges until he got there. You know, I've seen from Catherine Ponder, one of my amazing authors, one of my amazing teachers. I read her book every single night. Catherine Ponder says, to live in poverty is to live in sin. God gave you a bountiful universe, a universe full of abundance, extravagance, lavishness, wealth. Why would you confine yourself to poverty? Now, many people grew up and were raised with this concept of we are poor, and wealthy people, they have no virtues. We are the ones with the virtues, we're poor. And this goes deep into the psychic. We're poor, they're wealthy. That's why God doesn't like them and gives them all that money, but he loves us. Many of us were lied and deceived with this concept. It's not true. To live a godly life, you have to live an opulent life, a life of abundance. And part of living a life of abundance, it comes with the territory, is loving all persons, all human beings. You have to love them because they were created in the image of God. God did not place anybody on this planet to live in a place of confinement, in a place of hate, in a place of dislike, and a place of any form of insecurity. We need to be loving towards all. We need to be seeking abundance, prosperity, and opulence wherever we go. And anybody who has a belief to the contrary is not preaching, is not talking about anything to do with God. Any form of hate, any form of lack of love has nothing to do with God. And many people, like I've said many times before, have warped God's name and have hijacked God's name because that's also a godly thing to do. Because everything human beings were created in the image of God is a godly thing. There's no such thing as an ungodly thing. God made a huge world with all kinds of people, and many people love living in a confinement. They enjoy their narrow paths, and they enjoy their hatred towards anybody who's not like them. They don't like anybody who's not exactly like them. God created them too, and it's okay. But if you want to reach a state of godliness, drop that and go higher and connect with God on the highest level possible. And to reach godliness, you really, really have to tap into this idea that to be poor is a mental illness. To be poor is not a virtue. To be wealthy is a virtue. Wealthy people are kind people. Wealthy people are lovely people. Live in this concept, live in this noble idea, and it will get you far. And drop those horrible paradigms which people have told you in your youth, wherein you're encouraged to be poor, and somehow this concept of poverty was some kind of virtue. It's not a virtue. Poverty is not a virtue. Poverty is a mental illness. Hatred towards others comes from the same neighborhood. It's a mental illness. Any form of hatred towards another is a form of a mental illness. That's how God created this world. He created this world with all kinds of people. And people who have a mental illness, they're godly beings too. Love them with all your heart, with all your might. A couple of days ago, I conducted a meeting. It was a fascinating experience. Don't recall ever doing it in the past. I conducted a meeting, and the focal point of my meeting was to get everybody to inspire each other, was to get everybody excited and to share great tips and great ideas about how to help each other. And I was blown away. I was pretty impressed with myself, inspired with my own work, so to speak. But that's what happens when you serve others, when you strive to help others, when that's something which you love doing. You do that naturally. It comes naturally, and you don't even think twice about it. I also wanted to follow on and talk about this insight I got from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says, he's still talking about the concept of words, the power of words. He says that metaphors are very much a builder of our lives. We could either remain confined within the metaphors we believe in and those around us tell us about, or we could break that pattern, break that state. Now, how? How do you break that state? He says, for instance, somebody says to you, it felt so difficult. It felt like somebody was holding a gun to my head. You turn to the person and you say, and what color was the gun? Tony Robbins says he's tried this and he's got the person to laugh and to get out of that pattern of that confinement. Because that's what metaphors could do. They could really confine you. The brain really goes into that belief system where it believes that, somebody's holding a gun to my head. It's difficult, it's challenging, it's terrible. Or somebody says, I felt like I was in a narrow box. You say to the person, I don't know about you, but no box could actually be big enough to fit me in. You break that paradigm, you get out of that state. You get the other person to get out of that state, and things improve. And thereafter, you both could have a better life. Other people's metaphors could also trap us. Other people's metaphors could also keep us within a confinement. So try to break other people's metaphors by questioning those metaphors with a bit of comedy. Why not? That's today's message. I really look forward to hearing back from you. I really look forward to hearing your great insights, your great tips, your great ideas. Every one of you has wisdom galore. Every one of us has so much wisdom within us. Please share it in the comment section down below. I look forward to seeing it. I'm actually excited to see what ideas you could come up with, what ideas you could tell me that I've helped you with. And if you've ever put together a puzzle, what was it like for you? Why not share it in the comment section down below? I want to hear it. And I could really make use of tips because I'm going to be putting together more puzzles. So please give me tips. What has helped you put together a puzzle in the past? I tried to put my puzzle together with the frame, like somebody told me to do, was actually Um, this person, he's 90 years old. I met him last week, and the week before also. He said to me, "Put together your puzzle, build it around the frame first." For me, that didn't work out so well. I had to dismantle it many times. But what worked for you when you put together a puzzle? Please leave it in the comment section down below. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Have a great Shabbat. Have a peaceful and restful Shabbat. I look forward to seeing your great feedback. I love you all. And thanks so much, Mike, once again, for your great comments every single week. Thank you. I love you all.